I've never jumped out of a plane before, but here goes nothing. That's actually an English phrase that we use sometimes before we do something new or dangerous. I got my helmet on, I got my parachute on, here goes nothing. By the way, I'll meet you on the ground and I'll do a little lesson about phrases with the word nothing in it. Once again, here goes nothing. Well, hello and welcome to this English lesson about phrases with the word nothing in it. Before we get started though, if this is your first time here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if this video helps you learn just a little bit more English. The next English phrase I wanted to teach you with the word nothing in it is the phrase, there's nothing to it. When my kids were young, I had to teach them how to tie their shoes. You take the two laces, you make a simple knot, you make a bow, you go around the bow, you put your thumb through, and you pull it tight. There's nothing to it. So there's nothing to it is a phrase we use when we're talking about something that's very easy to do or very easy to learn. It does take a while to learn how to tie a shoe though. Saying there's nothing to it maybe isn't the nicest thing to say. I know when I was a kid, it actually took me a long time, even though my mom kept showing me and kept saying there's nothing to it. I was watching an old movie the other day and the main character was put in prison and they gave him dry bread and water, which I guess is better than nothing. The English phrase better than nothing means that whatever you have is better than not having anything at all. If I was really hungry and you gave me dry bread and water, I would certainly think, well, it's better than nothing. It's better to have some bread and to have a little drink of water than to have nothing at all. It's certainly better than nothing. There's next to nothing left in this box. Sometimes my kids eat all the cereal, and then when I go to have a box of cereal, there's next to nothing left in the box. Next to nothing is a phrase we use in English to talk about when there's some left. There's some left in the box, but not as much as I wanted. There's next to nothing left in the cereal box. So that's kind of sad. I'll have to maybe go to the store later and get another one because I really like eating my Cheerios. It's a little windy out here today. Hey Bob, what are you doing this weekend? Nothing much. Nothing really. When someone asks you what your plans are, when someone asks you what you're going to be doing tomorrow or on the weekend, and if you're doing some things but they're not that important, you might answer by using one of the two phrases I just said. You could say nothing really or nothing much. These are very common phrases in English. At work, when I'm heading out the door on a Friday, a colleague might say, hey Bob, what are you doing this weekend? And probably my most common answer, especially during this year of COVID, would be nothing much or nothing really. It basically just means I'm doing some stuff, but I'm not doing anything fun or exciting. Oscar is a really good dog. He hangs out with Jen when she's working in the flower fields. He's very calm, but he does bark if a stranger comes onto our property. He's a good dog. Our last dog, though, was kind of a good-for-nothing dog. Good for nothing is a phrase we use in English to describe someone or something that isn't very useful. Our last dog just slept all the time. He never barked. He just stayed by his doghouse and he ate food and he just wasn't very helpful. He didn't really hang out with Jen. He didn't bark when strangers came. He was kind of a good-for-nothing dog. This isn't a nice way to describe someone or something, but it's just a way to describe someone or something that doesn't really do anything. In the flower bed behind me, there's nothing but flowers. When you say nothing but in English, it's just another way of saying only. And in informal English, we often say sentences like this: there's nothing but flowers in this flower bed. We don't grow vegetables, we only grow flowers. There's only flowers growing here. There's nothing but flowers in the flower bed behind me. When I was a teenager, I worked for my uncle building houses. But one summer he came to me and said, Bob, it's nothing personal, but I can't give you a job this summer. My uncle used the phrase, it's nothing personal, because it had nothing to do with me. The reason he couldn't give me work wasn't because I was a bad worker. It wasn't because he didn't like me. There simply wasn't enough work. So the English phrase, it's nothing personal, is a phrase we use when we're about to give someone information but we want them to be aware that it's not their fault. It has nothing to do with something they've done. It's nothing personal. Another really common phrase in English with the word nothing in it is the phrase, "it's nothing." This is a phrase we use sometimes instead of saying "you're welcome" after someone thanks us for doing something. Many of you in the comments below will say, "Thanks, Bob, for the English lesson." And I could respond by saying, "It's nothing." Basically, what I'm saying is, it wasn't that much work. I enjoyed doing it. It didn't cost me a lot to make the English lesson, and so I respond by saying, "It's nothing." It's just another way of saying, "You're welcome." Now, if I wanted to respond to people thanking me for my English lessons in kind of a cocky, arrogant, or boastful way, I could use the phrase, "You ain't seen nothing yet." So this is another English phrase with the word nothing in it that we use when we are telling people that things are going to get better. And kind of in a cocky way, kind of like, "Whoa, you ain't seen nothing yet." So if you like my English lessons now, just wait. I have a lot of plans for this summer to make them better, and I could boastfully say, "You ain't seen nothing yet." So the best, I think, is yet to come. A long time ago, I was working somewhere and someone was stealing paper regularly. So I made sure that my boss knew that I had nothing to do with it. I often worked late at that job, and I didn't want my boss to think that I was the one stealing the paper. I wanted to make sure that my boss knew that I had nothing to do with it. The English phrase, "nothing to do with," simply means that you didn't do it. You're not associated with the person who is doing it. You don't know who's doing it. You had nothing to do with it. Eventually they did catch the person, and that person got fired. I guess that's what they deserved. Sometimes people fall in love, and then sometimes they break up. After they break up, sometimes they might say something like this, "He means nothing to me," or "She means nothing to me now." This is a phrase we use in English to kind of indicate that we don't have feelings for someone anymore. So maybe there is someone in your past that you really, really liked romantically, but now they mean nothing to you. You don't have those same strong feelings anymore. And that's the phrase that you would use. You would just say, "He means nothing to me now," or "She means nothing to me now." Sometimes sports teams are in an all or nothing situation. Usually this happens towards the end of their regular season. They're in a situation where they need to win the game if they want to move on. If they lose the game, their season is over. And in English, we would certainly call that an all or nothing situation. An all or nothing situation is a time where either you do well and you get the reward, or if you fail at something, you don't get anything. So thankfully, learning English is not an all or nothing situation. It's not like being in a championship match. You can just keep doing this, keep learning things, and keep doing well. Well, thank you for watching this English lesson about phrases with the word nothing in it. It was pretty easy for me to make because I had nothing at all to do today. Nothing at all is your last phrase that I want to teach you in this lesson. Nothing at all just means the same thing as nothing, but we use at all to kind of emphasize it a bit. So I had nothing at all to do today, so I thought it would be fun to make this English lesson for you. Thanks again for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to click that red subscribe button over there. Give me a thumbs up if this video helped you learn just a little bit more English. And if you have the time, why don't you stick around and watch another English lesson.